we're in there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. And when Wednesday comes, that means trivia's here, as you all know. So I hope everybody had a good time at camp last week. Did you have fun?
It was fun being a counselor, man. I think everybody a lot of people seem to having fun in the chat, talking answers, good smack talk on the Discord.
It got bloody. It got bloody. I thought we were going to get shut down by the censors. You know, I was ready for the FCC to step in and tell us we had to get off Discord. So no, it's great participation from everybody. I will have your Camp Spirit Award winner announced. We'll do it after we play trivia. I have totaled up the points. It took a few hours today to get it all caught up and go through all the inboxes and double check everything. But the good news is that everybody submitted a merit badge form. You did complete the merit badge. Nobody was lacking any of the requirements. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Like, most importantly, nobody died at summer camp. So, see, it's totally safe. And there's
always next year.
There's no, it's always safe to go to summer camp. It's always safe to go to summer camp. I don't know where you all getting these unfounded rumors from, otherwise. So, thanks, Perp, for the super chat there. Appreciate that. But yeah. So
Purple was very active in summer camp.
Purple was digging it.
She was very active.
So let's see here. I will start the trivia countdown. Unfortunately, this week it's back to 10 questions. If I could come up with 25 every week, we could potentially do it, but that's a lot.
I think I can throw some good old questions in the mix.
That took some digging. So we'll save those for special occasions, but maybe we'll still do a theme night. So we'll definitely do our 15 question trivias, our monthly. There's gonna be 1 week a month that has big trivia. We'll call it big trivia, right? So it just happened to be 25 because summer camp only comes around once a year, right? So
how many movies are called Trick or Treat or a variation thereof?
Probably
I can think of 3 off the top of my head.
I mean, obviously there will be a big Halloween. We'll do a big Halloween trivia. Actually, isn't Halloween on a Tuesday this year? Let me see. October. No, it's on Thursday. So trivia is right before Halloween.
That's gonna have to be a big one.
Yeah, we'll have to make that. That'll be the theme night for October for sure. We'll be doing Halloween trivia. That'll narrow it down. And we're not talking about just Michael Myers movies. We're talking about Halloween. So, and then we'll have to make a special.
Right now, watch Trick or Treat from 1985 with Mark Price in it because there will be questions on that movie.
There will be questions on that movie. So we'll see. It's a special. It's Samhain, and we have to celebrate properly.
Samhain.
What can we not do an oldies night? What does that mean, Purple?
Now, what's considered oldie?
What do you call an oldies? You're gonna have to elaborate.
Like Universal Monsters oldies, or like
we don't do a lot of silent films here. I mean,
like a black and white theme night might be fun, like the Universal Monsters.
Old films. Old is relative. People think movies from the 80s are old.
Yeah, 30 years ago is the 90s.
Listen, if it's a horror movie, it's fair game. I make the questions here. You all play the game. You want to make new questions? You can submit them. 60s plus. I mean, there's stuff in the 60s people need to know how to answer horror trivia questions about. You're going to have to study up. That's all I can say. I can't make any promises.
So here's a quick one. Who played Frankenstein's monster in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
Right, and if you haven't seen that, you're missing out.
But I'll read the first question, the real one.
The real one.
Creature and Leviathan inspired what other fictional creature? Xenomorph and Alien, The Thing and The Thing, The Creature from The Creature of the Black Lagoon, just talking about that era, or Brundlefly in The Fly.
Your mother's face. Remember, you can type out the actual answer or you can type the number to the answer. You can change your answer. I think it now takes whatever you comment last as your final answer. So that does appear to be an
That's a
update.
bonus.
I think you can change your answer. Whatever you typed last is what counts. So,
Oh, these answers are all over the place.
I found some random questions this week.
And Joe and One Nation, Dan Nations, Alien. And you can see it if you've seen Leviathan, kind of tentacly.
Yeah, it's kind of like a plant and a monster together.
That one guy, I think, doesn't one guy get spit out? And he's all like half melted and stuff. So there's
So I can definitely see where you like the thing would be a good answer too because of the melting, like the weird meltingness. But the mouth is definitely kind of the giveaway. It's creepy. It's a creepy alien looking monster for sure. In Misery, what is Annie's beef with the author Paul Sheldon? Is it that he won't write her into his latest novel? That he wants to kill off the main character in his series? Is it that he stole her idea for a novel and didn't give her credit? Or is it that he never answered any of her fan mail? How do you piss off Kathy Bates enough to have to live in her house for several weeks?
And Purple Nerper, my first question was, who played Frankenstein's monster in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
I mean, this is a classic. You should know Misery.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch. Wow. It's a little brutal sometimes, but
and I remember hearing they didn't like James Caan and Kathy Bates didn't get along, so they had different like motivation methods, and they just kind of pissed each other off the whole time.
Yeah, it's a shame James Caan died not that long ago. I still think my favorite James Caan role is Rollerball. That's a great movie. That's a great dystopian.
That's a classic.
That's a classic. But don't forget, he's also Buddy the Elf's father in Elf. His biological father, not his adopted father. And yes, it's that he wants to kill off the main character in his series that she's a big fan of. So that's what will happen if they ever try to take me away from running summer camp. Let that be your warning.
I think James Caan, I know him from The Godfather and Misery. Speaking of, that's not a segue, but what happens to Carla at the end of The Entity? The entity stays with her. The entity kills the rest of her family. Entity leaves her alone, or she dies.
Paranoid. That's not in the spirit of the game. We don't look up the answers on the Google. You don't get to the Trivia Tournament of Champions by cheating.
I'm remembering, what was it? In Search of Darkness, they were talking about the entity on how they made the fingerprint indentations in her chest. They described the special effects method.
Perps answered your question to the first one, to your bonus question. Bela Lugosi?
No, it was actually Glenn Strange.
Glenn Strange. Same era.
Yeah. Because Bela was playing Dracula, so.
The entity stays with her. So What you're saying is this is It Follows before It Follows. That's all I'm going to say. You should watch this movie and decide which one's a better.
Is that Barbara Hershey? Am I getting the name right?
It sounds right.
If you're in the comments, let me know. Is it Barbara Hershey in The Entity?
I think it's Barbara Hershey. Oh, Sonny, did you say you wanted to steal my shirt? The Escape from New York, my Snake Plissken? It was on Fright Rags. It's like the only thing that I've finally broken down and bought from Fright Rags. They have a lot of great designs, but I've only got so much room for shirts. Oh, look at this. Another Italian horror question. I'm coming around, aren't I? Both versions of Suspiria take place in what kind of studio? Is it a recording studio where they drop fat beats? Is it a ballet studio where they drop fat pirouettes? Is it an art studio where they drop fat paintings? Or is it an acting studio where they drop fat bombs as tax scams?
Who's old enough to remember the TV show Fame? This guy.
I've seen Fame. It's been a long time. They used to. Well, they would rerun that on. What's the name of that channel? Not
Everyone got
not
that one.
USA Network. What was the other one?
E?
E. Yes,
Oh.
I think it was E.
You know what they rerun on Plex, which is like free TV? 21 Jump Street, and I love it.
Burp, you met the original chick from Fame?
That's cool.
Says awful. What'd they do? What did they do to hurt you? It was a ballet studio in Suspiria, both versions. Kind of disappointed nobody said recording studio. That honestly, I'd watch more Italian horror if it happened in recording studios.
Dr. Joseph Heider, if I said that wrong, sorry, decided to make the human centipede after first experimenting with what? Snakes, former patients, dogs, or cats?
Honestly, I had a pretty strict no human centipede questions on here for the longest time, but I finally broke down. So,
yeah, if you can make it through Human Centipede Part 3, oh boy.
You know, I think the biggest missed opportunity is that the cases for the movies don't form a human centipede. That was the most missed design and graphics ever.
I had to watch that because, for Josh's movie time.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
And he had Human Centipede 3 on there. And it wasn't a unanimous dead last, which was scary.
That is scary. Well, you don't want to be the end of the human centipede, that's for sure.
No.
Oh, God. Yeah, Perp said she met the chick from Fame across from the Harrods, which is that giant. That's the giant department store, right?
There's one part of Human Centipede that's burned in my brain. The guy in front.
All of it
pooping.
is.
Well, he's pooping and he's turning back, like saying he's sorry. I'm just like, oh God.
There you go, Jay. They were milk and doo-doo. That was your milk and doo-doo question of the night.
Here's your milk and doo-doo reference.
That's the milk and doo-doo question of the night. Oh, cuttlefish. Oh boy. Let's see. What is unique about the monsters in Feast? Is it that they open their mouths extremely wide, that they can fly, that they can create a sonic boom with their voice, or that they reproduce quickly? What makes those monsters so tricky in Feast?
That's when they're in the diner and like the guy you think is going to be like the final dude gets like torn up like 5 minutes into the movie.
How many movies take place in a diner? That's a very high number too. Doesn't like half of Legion also occur like in a diner?
Yeah, that's a good trivia question. We're going to have to,
Yeah, that could probably be a theme night. Is diner horror. Like there's the Twilight Zone episodes. There's several that occur in diners.
And then you even got Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive is technically a diner. I was gonna Maximum Overdrive. I'm a huge Maximum Overdrive stan. So
I don't understand why that movie gets so much hate.
I mean that, and you watch that and Terminator, and it's like cool. It's the Rise of the Machines. There's your Rise of the Machines theme night. And then Johnny Alive.
Overdrive is scary when that kid gets run over by the steamroller in the baseball field.
I think the vending machine is the most horrifying kill. Crush your skull in with cans,
and then you got that music like,
and it's the Green Goblin. They reproduce quickly. That's what makes them so tricky and Feast.
You guys are about split on that one.
Yeah, they did. What the Twilight Zone episode I always think of is the one with Shatner in it and the little machine, the fortune teller.
Yeah, the little
machine.
future.
Yeah.
And they found at the end they just say F it and leave like, hey, we can't do this anymore. Then the other couple walks in
and they're like, yep, suckered in.
The Hostel franchise was directed by Sean Cunningham or at blank and blank. So was it Sean Cunningham and Quentin Tarantino? Did Eli Roth do it all? Did Eli Roth direct and Sam Raimi produce? Or did Eli Roth direct and produced by Quentin Tarantino?
I hate having to mention Eli. So pretentious. But
how many feet were in Hostel? It tells you.
Triggered. I'm telling you, Eli Roth is a cannibal. You don't make that much cannibal movies without secretly desiring to eat other humans. That's all I'm saying. It's suspicious. It's like I wouldn't make all this summer camp content if I wasn't really a head camp counselor, right? So checkmate, atheist. Another best
Oh,
one there ever was.
yep. Hostel was produced by Sam Raimi. Guys got Eli Roth, but Sam Raimi was.
I
The
did not
producer.
think this was going to be the trip up question tonight, but we'll take it.
I was trying to think if I would have gotten that one or not, because I don't. I think because Quentin Tarantino has done other Eli Roth, accoutrement, so to speak.
They work in the same circles. They've done stuff, so. But they've never. I don't think they've ever directly worked on a project together. So, how many different actors have portrayed the Antichrist, Damien Thorne, in the Damien Thorne, not Thorne, in the Omen franchise? I got my N and my M mixed up there. So there's been some movies and there was a TV series. How many different actors have played Damien Thorne? This is a franchise I feel like has never really gotten a proper shake. Honestly, it probably shouldn't have been sequels anyway. I think every single Omen movie has been pretty watchable.
I
They're
agree.
all pretty much the same movie or TV series.
None of them, even the remake, none of them turned me off. Or I'm like, ugh. Like
I don't
if I
hate
had
the
to do a
remake.
franchise watch, I'd be
The
like,
remake has that split cut where there's the person wearing the cow skull in the mirror, like the cultists, and it's creepy as shit, and it's just a total throwaway scene. Very underrated. Plus, it released on 6606, and we went and watched it.
Yep.
So that's how I celebrated 6606. Can't believe my parents let us do that.
It was 5.
Yep.
By the way, I see sometimes
4 movies and a TV series.
If sometimes I'll see later on like the answers in the comment section. Those won't work. Later on, sometimes I'll see people putting answers in the comment section. It's got to be in the chat.
Oh yeah. Make sure you're doing it in the live chat. Sometimes, people sometimes post them in the actual movie or the video comments. It does not read the comments. It has to be in the live chat. If you're new here, do it in the live chat. It's funny. Sometimes people answer the questions after the fact when they replay them too.
What were the creatures found in the basement in the fireplace in Don't Be Afraid of the Dark? Homunculi, hobgoblins, gremlins, or bogarts?
Snoo drive. Death by Snoo. I need to rewatch this. I feel like I've seen this once. I think I rented it from a Redbox. RIP. Redbox finally died. For some reason, I thought they were owned by Verizon at one point, so I'm kind of surprised that they just completely folded. But
yeah, then for a while, Blockbuster tried the Redbox avenue.
It was definitely a good thing in the time that it existed. Like I definitely used it for a few years, and then
I remember renting them, burning it, and then dropping it back.
I definitely ripped every DVD that I rented. That's for sure. And then sometimes they would sell the used DVDs, and that was kind of cool. You could get like stuff for like $2, and they usually weren't completely ragged out. Like
I used to do that with Netflix. Like
Netflix
if
too.
I really wanted the movie, I'm like, oh, it's lost in the mail. I'm like, oh, damn.
Well, I remember when they stopped doing the DVDs. I still have my original. I used to play Netflix on the Wii, like the original Wii, and I have the Netflix Wii Player app. It was a disc.
Wow.
So it's my video game collection. But I remember the first movie that I streamed on Netflix was like Food Inc. when they were starting to push the streaming. But we would rent 3 movies a week and watch them and switch them out. Like I went through so many before Movie Pass. The Netflix 3 DVD plan was how I watched binge movies. What starlet plays an elderly but fun-loving aunt on vacation in Burnt Offerings, 1976? Some people would consider this an oldie. Is it Joan Crawford? Is it Jean Harlow? Is it Ingrid Bergman? Or is it Betty Davis? Bet.
I remember Shudder when it first started and the buffering was like crap and it had like 10 movies on it.
Remember when Shudder would have more than 10 things at a time to watch? We don't do that here.
I used to love their rotating TV schedule. Then like it didn't change for like 3 months. It was the same movies over and over again.
We try to do what Shudder doesn't here. That's always been the plan.
And it's free on Kings of Horror, which is what's awesome.
It's free. I would love to have some of the movies licensed that Shudder has licensed, but if we keep growing, we could get there with your all's help. So
All right,
share the
everybody got
channel,
that one.
participate. It's your girl, it's your golden girl, right? I'm not messing up my
Yeah, you
style.
are. Wasn't that Betty White?
Betty White
Or Bette Midler? Who are you thinking about?
Bette Midler. I'm thinking Bette Midler.
But she wasn't a golden girl. Betty White was the golden girl.
Yeah, I'm thinking I got 4 different. This is what happens when I make trivia questions. I get everything all scrambled up. And our winner tonight, and then after this, I will announce the
Dan
Spirit
Nations.
Award. Dan.
Oh, that's the first win for Dan.
It is. And Dan, of course, is part of the creative team that brings us Meet the Carvers. So
awesome.
You definitely should watch the entire season. It's available here on the channel. They're working on new episodes as we speak. So yes, you should be animating. The people want more episodes. We all want more episodes.
Same as Jason.
Same. And good showing though. Jason and Sunday right there. But I mean, Dan's outright. He's got 9, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Font is always so weird on this sometimes. 9.
Which one did you miss? I'm just kind of curious, Dan. Which one did you miss? Oh no, it was the one that everybody missed.
I think it was one everybody missed. There was actually it was literally the question everybody. It was the producer.
Yeah.
The hostile question. All right. So Dan, you are on the board for the tournament trivia champions, tournament of champions. That's what we're calling it. I gotta come up with a logo for it. We can start pushing it because I guess at this point we'll probably do it sometime in November or December. Once the lead is insurmountable and I can have a cutoff, because there's a lot of people that have won one game, and once you win a second game, you're pretty much in that elite group. There's not very many of you 2+ers, and I mean, Pete's letting you get ahead now. He's having to work these. So
I'm stuck.
His lead is pretty much unreachable at this point. I think you have 7 wins or 6 wins or something. So like, there's not a lot of weeks left in the year. We are going to start September. So Ravina, this is every Wednesday at 7 Eastern, usually, unless something crazy happens. We'll try to communicate as something if we have to move it. We might end up moving the day at some point again. Life has gotten a little weird on Wednesdays for me, so I'm trying to keep the schedule open, but we might bring it back to Thursday like it originally was, but nothing's set in stone. It's every week regardless. We'll communicate that. It should be at 7. We've thought about maybe doing it later too, like maybe 8 or 9, but we'll ask you all some questions in the community and we'll get some feedback and see what works, and we'll figure that out. But Eastern time is where we're based mostly on the production side. I'm making Pete work 3 hours in the past over there in California, but the rest of us have to live in other states. So, and P-Nerps over there, we got her suffering. Are you 6 hours ahead, P-Nerps? Is it how far is it ahead from Eastern time? I'm trying to think. It's not. We have P-Nerps up watching at like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So when we do stuff live, that's dedication. We are worldwide. Truly, we have people that play.
I just asked Alexa, and she said it's 12:28 a.m. in the United
Okay, so it's only 5 hours. I say only 5 hours. If we do something at 9 or 10 o'clock, it's much later. So, but I'm usually
it's like 8 hours for me.
Yeah, I'm usually awake until like 1 o'clock every morning. I don't sleep. Actually, I slept like 2 hours last night. I'm hoping I sleep tonight. That'd be great.
Oh, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning here every day.
But so I guess you all probably want to know who won the Camp Spirit Award, right? That'd be something you're interested in. Can I get a kind of drum roll in the chat, huh? Yeah. Jay, that's not showing Camp Spirit, and that could be a demerit. You can get penalties that carry over to the next season. So, okay. So how do you all want me to do this? Do you want me to? I feel like it takes the magic away to actually share the points total. So camp is basically broken into 6 categories this year, based on areas you could earn points. I feel like it's more fun to announce who won the category, kind of horror face-off style. because horror
There you
face off,
go.
we don't reveal the math in horror face off either. We share the end result. So I'm just gonna do that. It takes the magic out otherwise. But it was a back and forth week for the Spirit Award. Romero Rowe did pull ahead on Wednesday with the trivia win, the huge trivia win from L.A. Gravy, our other Patrick of Romero Rowe. That was a big win. But Cropsy's Corner had some good showings too. Cropsy's Corner had the most talent show entries. But Romero Rowe ended up taking the majority of the categories. They took the scavenger hunt points. They took the trivia points. They took the merit badge points, which is where they took a pretty big lead. We had several Romero Rowe campers complete all of their merit badges, plus all the bonus activity requirements, which got you bonus points.
Good
Campfire
job.
stories was a tie. Both patrols submitted the same number of campfire stories. So that was a tied category. And then the final category was any additional merchandise that you wanted to pick up, like camp badges or stuff from Spread Shop that had the camp logo on it. And we had 5 campers from Romero Rowe got something, and 1 camper from Cropsy's Corner got something. So that
what
was
you're
extra
saying is
bonus
you
points.
bought your victory.
Yeah, so I'm just taking a victory lap here. It's Romero Rowe. It's Romero Rowe. It's Romero Rowe. Thanks for playing.
Good job, everybody.
No, and like I said, it was a very close race before the merchandise was purchased. What really sealed it was Romero Rowe winning the trivia contest and getting that 100 points. 100 points is a lot of points. It's basically like 2 merit badges, okay? So that was a huge win. Talent show submissions are worth a lot of points too, and that's how Cropsy. That's how you all kept it close. But yeah, it comes down to there was plenty of opportunities. It was neck and neck all week long. The merit badge submissions with all the bonus activities completed and the merch is what pushed it over the edge. But it was pretty much 50-50 until that was the tiebreaker that pushed the scale down. So it was a great showing. And I don't know, make sure you go back and watch everything if you hadn't, but we definitely are planning for we're allowed to go back to camp next year and be on camp. You know, KMK's cleared it, so I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty sure that like the administration is pretty pleased with the way I've done stuff. So I don't expect there to be any reason for me to not be in charge next year. So that's gonna be great.
I should keep my job as a counselor.
I mean, Pete didn't get fired, so
Yeah.
I guess Pete will be around. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a reason to fire Ollie or Bruce. They did the bare minimum to remain employed, and also I don't get firing privileges, so we're not going to focus on that. I would fire them if I could. Let's just put it that way. And like I said, there's always other great stuff to do every week. We've got movies, new shows, returning shows. Yes. Lots of fun stuff. Chopping Block's coming back. We got more Chopping Block episodes coming. We got Horror Face Off in the works. Trivia every week. Lots of fun. So
and it's spooky season.
It's spooky. We have officially entered. Actually, anything after July the 4th, I consider spooky season.
Right.
So I've already got my Halloween decor out, and we're gonna have lots of stuff. You're gonna do your house's Halloween built too, right? You're doing your marathon.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't decided if I'm going to do something this year. But Pete's embarking on another diabolical movie watching quest. A few years ago, I watched Halloween 3 every single day in October, and then made a giant video cut of them all together. It's literally 2 hours long. You can watch it. You can watch a man slowly lose his mind over a month. But lots of fun stuff. We are in spooky season. We'll try to find some more live events to do this month and next month. And just like I said, thanks for being a fan.
I'm gonna try and go to this haunted. I live in Marietta, California, and there's someplace called the Kea Mill, Kea Mill. It's supposed to be like real super haunted. So I'm trying to get something in the works. Maybe I can go spend the night with the Ouija board or something. Maybe I can get that recorded, put it on the channel or something if I make it out.
Yeah, if you make it out and come back and they don't erase your memory cards, they don't pull Ghost Adventures and blank all your memory cards out. So just don't go in there and act like Zach and you'll be fine. So
I don't have any Ed Hardy t-shirts.
go get some tap outs and You need a new barbed wire tattoo just to put around your neck. Oh God. Well, with that, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you for the movies. And if not, we'll see you next week at trivia. But we're gonna have
Good
movies.
night,
So
everybody.
come back and watch the movies. You're not gonna not watch movies. That's crazy.
It's free.
So, they're free. What else are you doing? Not anything for free, I can assure you that.
Right.